Hi, welcome to the Patriot Experience. In this video, we have a 1943 German Mauser K98. This is one of the most well-known firearms in history, used by the Nazis in World War II. It was produced under the imperial government before the Nazis took over in very small numbers, then really ramped up and used as the main battle rifle for the Nazis during World War II. After that, it was also used by Czechoslovakia and some other companies who continued producing it because it is a very fine rifle. It was used by many countries up until 80s, 90s. The countries that still use bolt-action rifles that were kind of poor, I guess. This specific one still has the Nazi marks, or what are they called? Reich marks, I think, something like that. By the way, I am not a professional. I am not a historian. This is just a feller's viewpoint and everything that I could kind of look up on this specific rifle. This was made in the BCD factory, which is the Gustloff Werke camp or something like that. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not very good at pronouncing German words, but from my understanding, this was a POW camp about right in the central of Germany, mostly inhabited by Russia. Bees, little sweat bees everywhere. By Soviets, French, and Poles, from what I could find. So this specific rifle was, like I said, made in 1943. It is a Soviet or Russian capture, an RC, as most people call it. You can tell that because it has electrical penciling right here on the bolt of the serial number 3434, and then again on the butt 3434. Hope you can see that well right there, and then that electro penciling right there. The sun makes it kind of hard to see, and of course right there is the serial number 3434F, and then these letters, these were made in batches of 10,000. So the first 10,000 of a production year would be A, so like 9,999 A, and then after that 10,000 cycle, it'd be like 0024 B, and then it kept going for that 10,000 cycle. So this was, A, B, C, D, E, F, so within the 60,000s range of that year, 1943. Some things that are not original that I know for sure. The barrel band down here has a different serial number on it. I don't know how well you can see that. The bolt and safety, they do not have anything written on them. I've taken this bolt pretty well apart and I cannot find anything that has any numbers besides the electro penciling right there. So while those parts themselves might not be original, they are original from when it was captured by the Russians. See, now it was captured by the Russians. This rifle would have been anywhere from Berlin east, so all the way to Stalingrad. So this has what I believe is a reproduction sling. It feels kind of Chinesey. Not racist, but I think you get what I mean. Kind of like the fake leather kind of crap. Not very well produced, not very high quality, I guess. From what I can tell, everything either has some sort of, like the eagle with the number right under it or something of that sort. Also, a lot of places have like the one. There's millions of other videos on YouTube that explain this way better than I ever could. But there's little ones and little numbers here and there, that like even down here, that should like kind of prove like this is an original German or an original part. We got it here under the sight, and on the sight that actually has a serial number on it, which is not to the firearm. And as these K98s were produced in later years, they became less and less high quality. This is a 43, so it's kind of Still a pretty good quality rifle for the time, but as the Germans were losing the war, they were making less quality rifles because they had to pump them out quicker, kind of like the last ditch, if you will. That's what they're called. The Japanese they have a more popular last ditch, the last ditch Arasaka, which is pretty well known for being an absolute turd of a rifle, because they really, I won't say a turd of a rifle. It probably still functioned. It just did not look as nice. It was not as high quality as the earlier war models. That's because they have less quality products. They're not taking as much time to work on them and produce those rifles. They're just pumping them out quicker to help the war effort. Of course, we're not speaking German and eating sauerkraut. Well, I eat sauerkraut, but we're not all forced to eat sauerkraut. Although I did get a chance to talk to my great-grandpa, and he said he's at Normandy on D-Day, and he said when the Americans were storming the beaches, they were all scared at the top of the hill, but they were pretty confident. Their officers were confident in them, but they ended up losing the beach. But he ended up making a non-kosher deli in Argentina, so I guess it all worked out. That's a joke. We're Americans all the way. Maybe Brits. I don't know where I come from originally, but we ain't German, from what I know. But this rifle, it is in incredibly good shape for being about 80 years old, 81-year-old. This is an 81-year-old rifle. It's in really good shape. We're gonna end up taking some shots here in a minute. But this thing has held up really well. I got this at my local gun shop. Kind of a cool story. Don't tell my wife because she doesn't know about this one yet. But I bought this at not my local, but like 30 minutes down the road. I had a couple guns there on consignment. I went there to pick one up. You'll actually see that soon. It's a Swedish K11. Schmidt-Ruben, like the straight pull bolt action rifles, and it had been the stock had been cut down. It had been sporterized, and I had to order a stock from Germany. So that'll be here sometime soon, and you'll get to see that rifle. And I'll I actually have a Lee Enfield. I'm doing the same thing, where I ordered a complete stock, putting it back together to bring it to its former glory. I'm doing a video on both of those rifles separately, but you'll see them soon. This video will come out before that. Anyways, I was going to go pick that one back up because it was on consignment. I decided I was going to go ahead and restore it. And I just asked if they had any milsurps in the back. And this is the only one that they had. He brought it out. I was like, huh, that looks kind of neat. Kind of looks like a Mauser. I've been wanting a style of Mauser for a while on one of my bucket list guns up there with M1 Grand and all that. And they had a pretty reasonable price on it, and I happened to have the cash on me. I went ahead and brought her home. This is my first time shooting it. I've had it for a couple weeks. I look at it just about every day. But it was my first time getting to shoot it. My first time shooting a Mauser of any sort, I believe, or any sort of Mauser action. As you know, possibly you know, this Mauser action has been replicated like a bajillion times in a million different rifles. And how they gonna complain? Oh, we helped the Nazis make these rifles. Let me complain about you stealing our idea. No, they're not gonna say that. Volkswagen probably say the same deal. If you know, you know. But this action has been replicated 1,000 times. Actually, in the what we used in World War I, what was it? The 1903. We also used that in World War II as well. But that had the 1903 Springfield also had a Mauser action. And so as we were fighting the Germans in World War I, we were paying them royalties to use their Mauser action. So that's kind of a neat bit of history. Another way you can tell this is a Russian capture is they took, I don't know, they didn't have angle grinders back in the 40s, but there's like an X mark here. That's something that the Russians did a lot. And then, I didn't show this a second ago, but here are the import marks on the bottom side of the barrel here. I think that's there, you can probably see it. It says T6, Knoxville, Tennessee, 98K, 8mm, Germany. So that's pretty neat. The way this gun works is actually pretty neat. It is a cock on open or close. I think it's open because the Lee Enfield is cock on close. This is a cock on open. So if I were to disengage it like that, if you just open it, it cocks right then. You put that back down, it's cocked. But pull that trigger while pushing that down, and your cocking piece is back in how it's supposed to be. But when it is cocked, the safety, I thought it was pretty neat. Up position is just deadens the trigger. You can still work the action. But if you go all the way to the right, that locks the action and the trigger. And then, of course, all the way to the right is fire. So, pretty neat rifle. The way you take this bolt out, also pretty neat. Have the bolt up, like you're pulling it out. And then this piece here, you just push out, like swivels. I'll bring that closer so you can see. It swivels out, and you just pull it out. It's really neat, at least I think so. I'm kind of a gun nerd though. I wouldn't call myself a gun nerd. Maybe I am a gun nerd. A gun nerd, but you'd think I know more about them that way. That's kind of it as far as I can tell. But yeah, that day that I bought this thing, it was like in the back. They like just got it that day, and they hadn't even had it out on the shelves yet. So I got kind of lucky. This is kind of a holy grail gun, even though it's not super complete. It's kind of complete. I haven't taken this stock apart yet to see if it's actually numbers matching, but at least I know it's numbers matching whenever it was captured by the Russians. And the Russians, they even put this gun to work a bit, because like in Stalingrad, they captured like hundreds of thousands of rifles and 8mm Mauser and all that. So when you're trying to, well, when you have like tens of millions of civilians and soldiers dying, and you're trying to produce firearms as quick as you can, you kind of pick up anything you can. That's what the Russians did. Whatever they could get their hands on, that's what they used. Whether that was Russian, German, Polish, whoever else was in between there. And if you didn't know, the Germans and the Nazis were actually kind of best buds at the start of World War I. If you think the Russians like won World War II, you're wrong, because they actually started it with the Nazis, and then they had their the Molotov Pact, which was like a non-aggressive pact. Japanese, Italians also were on that. But then the Nazis, you know, fascists hate communism, communism hates fascists and kind of everyone else, even their own people, honestly. But where was I? Oh yes, communist, fascism, it all sucks. Yeah. Kind of went on a tangent. I'm sorry, I forgot where I was. But anyways, let's go ahead and load this puppy up and take a few shots. I went to my local gun store and they didn't have any clips for it, or I would show you. I did pick up some end block clips from my M1 though, so that's a win. $5 for 4. Can't beat that. It was like $10 a piece on eBay. So let's go ahead and load this bad boy up. Someone had a lot of fun out here. I'm finding an assortment of 7.62 by 39. Just threw that in the trash can, by the way. I did forget my other little sandbag that helps prop this thing up, because I am not a good shot by any means. I wear contacts, so I can't really see that well. So I've actually kind of aimed with this rifle while I've been here. I have a target set up. This is our 100-yard portion of the range, and I can't see worth a dang. So, and these sights aren't that good for me, I'm gonna be honest, but we're gonna see how accurate we can shoot down there and see if I can be any more accurate than my M1, my Grand. I made a short video on that, and that got kind of popular, and I literally couldn't hit anything until I got like 20 feet from it. But I think that was the sights they need sighted in. All right, this is my first time loading this rifle, so let's see how that goes. I wish I had clips. That'd make it a lot more fun, but I don't. It's okay. All right, there's 4 and 5. So I already done fired the dang thing, and for some reason the camera decided not to record it. Apparently it got too hot. Be better. I guess it's my fault. I even checked the camera before I did all this, but right after I looked away, I guess it decided to get too hot. So we're gonna fire another 5. That first 5, I hit 3, missed 2. Pretty close, wasn't too bad. Also realized I forgot my ear pro, so there's that. So I'll make sure I do irreversible hearing damage myself. And there's 5. Let me double check that I'm recording. We are indeed recording for now. So go ahead and load her up. This rifle does need lubed up. I haven't oiled it or nothing. It's a little gritty going in, but not too bad. Like I said, I forgot my ear pro, forgot my eye pro, so YOLO. Nazis didn't have ear pro either. Surely I can go without it. Matter of fact, no one had ear pro at the time. Really. Going for that bottom target again. Pretty confident about that one. That felt good. I feel like Scuba Steve from Saving Private Ryan, you know. Oh, say, can you see? Oh, say, can you see? You know, he's digging the hole, you know.
I say, can you see? I say, can you see? I say.
Steamboat Willie, not Scuba Steve. What am I talking about? Steamboat Willie. You know, he shot Tom Hanks. Also, screw, you know, the one dude going up the stairs, hearing his buddy get killed and wouldn't even go up. What was his name? I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it. Upham. Screw that bastard. Uno más. Alright. Let's go check out the results. The administrator, I'm joking, that's not my line. So here are the results from those 10 shots total. These, let me get out of the shadow here. Those 3 there was from that first round that I didn't get on video. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 was from that second round. This hole was already there. Our conservation keeps a little hut with a bunch of these in there. A bunch of these targets that we can have for free. And someone decided to shoot the whole box full. So that one was not from me. But there, and there was from me. Was bad. Not bad at all. For 100 yards and kind of just holding it there in that sitting position. So that's pretty good. So as I walk around and pick up my brass, let's reflect a little bit. 1943 German Mauser K98, one of the most popular and collectible rifles of all time. And I'm very honored to shoot it. That's not good. I'll have to show that here in a second. I was shooting for that bottom target. I hit the top one more consecutively. I did notice that I raised my ladder sight up a little bit, so it's like in between 1 and 2. So that probably makes a little bit of sense. Why it's a little high. User error. I should have checked. I'm still missing a piece of brass. Right there. Yep, that's me. Dang it. You know, I got these fancy new microphones, and they're not one to stay on worth a dang. By the way, if you like the quality of this video a little bit better, please hit a like and subscribe. I don't work very hard, but I do work kind of hard on these videos and spend a little bit of money to do so. Like, box of 8mm Mauser, $27.95. That's like $32 after tax. The gun itself, I ain't gonna say that for business purposes, but you know, they got the cost of the rifle, money for production stuff, the tripod that you're being held onto right now. I would really appreciate it if you could give me a thumbs up for, you know, a guy spending a little bit of time and money on trying to make a quality motion picture, if you will. Like I said, we were going for that bottom target, hit 4 on the top, mostly user error because of that ladder sight. I don't know where the 5th one went. Maybe it went right to that middle one like I showed, who knows. But something I just noticed on this, which I do not think is great, is this band right here. See, that's out. It's not supposed to be like that, it's supposed to be in there. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I had pictures of it before, so hopefully nothing broke. Oh, damn. Maybe it did break. I don't know. But I'm gonna have to address that. I'm gonna say she is somewhat broke, but I'm sure I can get that repopped. But it sucks to break something that's original. You know what I mean? Yeah, that kind of sucks, but it's okay. It's an 81-year-old rifle. What can you do? Besides cry, which I will later, but that's all right. So if you guys like this motion picture, I'd really appreciate some feedback. If you think I could have done something better, let me know. On my last video, some guys were saying, show the target, even though I was kind of embarrassed because I didn't hit anything. But this, I did hit some stuff, and I showed you it, and shared some history. We shared some facts, and yeah. If you guys have ever had your hands on a K98, let me know what you think. My overall thoughts, kicks hard, mostly accurate, easy to use, and the historical value is incredible. This is a rifle that will never go down in value. It'll only keep going up. So it's a good investment for anyone looking for one. This is a Russian capture. You can get K98s under $1,000, absolutely no problem. You know, even down their 500 mark, but usually there's like the Yugos, I think they're called like the M48s or 58, something like that. I'm not super well versed on those. I haven't done like any research, but you can get those kind of cheap. The VZ24s, I think, is that what they're called? My local gun shop also had one of them. They went like $400 for that, so that's a good option as well. You can get ammo cheaper. Like I said, this is $30 for 20, so I don't know what that calculates per. That's like $1.20 around. I don't $1.10 or shoot, I don't know, but you can get it cheaper online if you go to like the wholesale places and get like some corrosive ammo. You just got to clean your gun every time. Which you should probably do anyways on a gun this valuable. But if you guys have any sort of comments on the video or on the rifle, if you ever had one, share what you thought. There's a lot of people that brought them back from like the GIs that went over. They'd bring back, you know, K98s, Lugers, medals. I think I even heard of them bringing back skulls from Japan. So Google it, I'm not joking. So if you're great-grandfather or grandfather brought back something from World War II or any war, don't be afraid to drop it in the comment. Tell me about it. I think it's pretty cool. I have my grandpa's K-bar knife that he had in Korea and Vietnam, so that's pretty cool. And I value that thing very well. If you guys would like to see any other videos on this rifle, I plan on making a couple. If you have any ideas, let me know. Any ways that I can improve the video, let me know. If you like the video, let me know, please. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching the Patriot Experience, and have a fantastic day.